What's going on, everybody? Timothy Wilkes here, and I am back with the T-Dub Show. New and improved and better than ever. Be sure to follow me on my social media platforms, Timothy T. Wilkes on Facebook, the T-Dub Show on YouTube, and Terrell Guided Me Wilkes on Instagram. And also, I had some friends that trying to kind of convince me to get a TikTok. It's at Tim Wilkes 88 on TikTok. So just throwing that in there because I got a lot of followers and stuff on there too. But also to show your support, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, engage, and last but not least, enjoy the show. Okay, now we can get into the topic. The topic for today is you are what you select. Now, there's a reason why this topic has been brought to my spirit, because a lot of healing, a lot of restoration, a lot of things have been brought to my spirit concerning people as a whole that need to be healed. You are what you select. This is the way that you can determine what's going on inside of you. It's like if for instance, if you select a lot of people as a mate, as a spouse, as a partner that are broken, that are dealing with lust, or they're dealing with different types of pain, those are the things that you yourself have an issue with, or you yourself are open to, because the main scripture I have is, how could two walk together lest they agree? So a lot of times we're broken as a whole. We as a people, we are broken. A lot of us are broken. A lot of us need maintenance. A lot of us are depressed. A lot of us are lonely. So a lot of us tend to attract these things when it comes to a mate, when it comes to a spouse, because sometimes we're lonely. We're not necessarily ready for a relationship, but we're lonely. We lack the attention, that intimacy, because we're social creatures. We desire a mate, we desire a partner, we desire intimacy. So a lot of times we just select the wrong people out of loneliness, and sometimes we select people that we can relate closely to. And that's why I say you are what you select. So if you're lonely, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna not only attract lonely people, but you're gonna select lonely people. 9 times out of 10, if you're dealing with lust, if you attract, you're gonna attract lustful people, and you're gonna select those people, because we oftentimes select kindred spirits. We normally go after the ones and select the ones that we can relate to, that we have some in common with, that we can walk with, that we can agree with. Now, when you become whole, when you become healed, you're gonna select those type of people. So it's a different ball game. So I say this because we get in the habit of saying that there are no good men out there are no good women out there, but we do this over and over and over again. We keep selecting the wrong people, not realizing that there's something in us that's not right, not realizing that there's something that we need to do, that we need to level up, we need to tighten up, we need to measure up to what we want. A lot of times I want a good man, I want a good woman, I want somebody that's whole, I want somebody that's complete, and we're not complete. So we keep selecting people that are broken. We keep selecting people that need healing. We keep selecting people that don't have their priorities in order, because we don't have our priorities in order. A lot of people now may not want to hear this, but this is what it is. A lot of times because I've done this. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, I've always done it right, I've always had everything in control. No, I have not had everything under control. I've selected broken people because there was a time where I was broken. I've selected people that were lustful because there was a time where I was lustful. I've selected people that didn't have everything together because there was a time where I didn't have everything together, and I still don't. So we tend to select what we can relate to, what we're close to, because a lot of people, that's why it happens like this. Why a lot of people, I hear a lot of women talk like this. I don't have anybody that there's no good men out there. There's nobody out there that's good. Everybody's broken. I'm tired of fixing up these men, and they just up and leave. But have you ever thought that there's something broken in you? Have you ever thought that you're the one in need of repairs, and you just and to fill that void, you feel the need to go out there and fix other people? Here's the thing, though: you can't fix other people. You can't change other people. There's nothing. You can't fix them. You can't fix him if he's broken. That's God's job. we're out here trying to do God's job. We're out here trying to do the things that God has to do in people, because that's why I preach so much on relationship, having a relationship with God. That's why I preach that's the most important relationship you can have, because if you don't do that, we're going to continue to select the wrong people, because in order to know who we are and whose we are, in order to get healed, in order to get that healing, in order to know what's in us that needs to be fixed, we have to have that relationship with God. That's the most important thing. That's why I have several shows on this, because it needs to be talked about. So if you find yourself always selecting broken people, you find yourself always selecting people that aren't good for you, you always find yourself selecting abusive people, you always find yourself selecting narcissists, you always find yourself selecting people that just treat you like trash, that just treat you like you're nothing, could it be that there's something in you that once you select those people, could it be that there's something in you that makes you comfortable around those people? If you're comfortable around it, that's a reflection of who you are. If everyone that you've dated is no good, if every man that you've dated is no good, that says a lot about you. If every woman you've dated is no good, that says a lot about you. It's not the other people. It's not those people. They are who they are. We are who we are. So we keep selecting the same people. If you're a guy and you keep selecting gold diggers, you keep selecting narcissists, you keep selecting these people that don't mean you no good, you keep selecting these people that treat you like trash, you keep selecting these people that emasculate you, that downplay you, that down talk you, there's something wrong with you, sir. I'm just speaking from experience here. There's something wrong with you, because if you had yourself together mentally, emotionally, if you were stable, you got all your stuff together in that area, you become healed when you start to love yourself, when you start to love God and learn to love yourself, you won't even give those people the time of day. I'm just saying, when you become whole, in God, and God makes you whole, he starts to lift those strongholds, those generational curses off of you. When you stop living in depression, a lot of times we struggle with depression. A lot of times we have certain battles. We're going to have different battles. We're going to have different things that we have to encounter. But when you're no longer bound by it, when you're no longer in chains, you will no longer give those people the time of day. You're gonna know, okay, this person is broken. I have to let God do that to them. I can't fix this kind of person. When you're broken, when you're hurting, when you're in need of healing, you have that desire to fix people. You start having an inner desire to be there and try to fix things that you can't. It's not your job to fix people. It's not your job to fix somebody that's broken. Now you can introduce them to God, or you can give them encouraging words, and there's nothing against that. There's nothing against you praying for people, giving them encouraging words and things like that. But it's not your job per se to fix a person that doesn't have it together emotionally, mentally, that's having mental problems, that's broken, that's in shambles, because when they're broken, they can't. How can they love you? How can they help you? How can they heal you? How can they do anything and be there for you? How can they be that nurturing? How can she be that nurturing partner to the man if she's broken? She needs more than he needs. Yeah, he may need her for that, but she's in need because she's broken. Now you won't be able to do it because that's God's job. We can't fill God's shoes. The things that God does in our life, no man can compare. No man is capable of healing a person the way that God does. No man is capable of lifting strongholds in your life. No man is capable of fixing someone that's completely broken. It takes God. It takes God's assistance. It takes the power of God. It takes the anointing of God. It takes the presence of God to lift those burdens, to lift those strongholds, to lift whatever it needs to be lifted, to defeat the enemy in that area, because sometimes the enemy has us in bondage. That's why we're broken. That's why we're down to that point where we can't fully give ourselves to another person. So I say you are what you select, because if you're broken, you're going to select broken. If you're hurting, you're going to select hurting. If you need healing, you're going to select need healing. You're going to select other people that need healing. That's why I say you are what you select, not what you attract, because we attract all types of people. No matter what state you are in life, you're going to attract all types of people. Even when you're whole and when you're healed and when you become who you are in God, you're still going to attract other people, because that's just the way it is. If you're desired, you're just going to attract all types of people.
because people still know other good people when they see them. So you're still going to attract all types of people, but it's up to you what you select. It's up to you what you choose to deal with. It's up to you what you allow in your circle. It's up to you what you choose as a mate. So when you choose these people, that's all based off where you are currently. So if you're broken, it's what you're going to select. It's what you're going to have, what you're going to choose. You're going to select broken. Just like people that's been married to say 20 years, and the man says, "Oh, my wife is crazy." How long y'all been married? 20 years. Chances are he's crazy too. Because if he has all his senses together, he's not going to stay with a crazy person for long. He's going to always, she's a kook. I got to get out of here. They're not going to stay to get along unless they agree with each other. That means there's something in him that agrees with what she's doing. There's something in him that agrees with that goes along with it. If you be with you can't, if that's not you, if you can't even relate to that, you're not going to stick around that long. It's like somebody that has no intentions of stealing, robbing, hurting nobody. They're not going to be married to a thief. They're not going to be married to a con artist, because it's not in them. They don't agree with that. They can't even walk along with that. They can't get jiggy with that. So what I'm saying is, if you stick with somebody like that don't mean you no good. That's trifling. That abuses you, or there's other things like that. There's something in you that agrees with what they're doing. Unless you feel like you're trapped and there's no way out. Other than that, because a lot of people think that being abused is healthy or normal, whatever the case is, but 9 times out of 10, there's something in them that's also twisted. There's something in them that's also messed up, that's broken, that's jacked up. So you can't, guys, if you met somebody that put up with abuse all their life, you met a woman that put up with abuse all her life, she says that everybody she's ever dealt with was abusive, or everybody she's ever dealt with emasculated her. He defeminized her and made her feel like she was less than nothing. Everybody she's ever dealt with participated in the brokenness that she is currently. Then 9 times out of 10, she's not gonna treat you right when she gets with you. She's not gonna know how to receive the love that you have for her. If you have genuine intentions to love her and treat her right, she's not going to know how to receive it, because she doesn't even know what it is. She doesn't even know what love is. So, because all she knows is brokenness. All she knows is abuse. All she knows is trauma. All she knows is pain. All she knows is the lack of being healed. She doesn't know anything else. That's all she knows. People go for what they know. So if you call yourself trying to love her and do all this, same thing for the other side, for the females. If you think that this guy is going to love you and give you all of him, and all he's ever dealt with is abusive women, is women that emasculated him, is women that try to use him, is women that try to traumatize him, and he's not sought healing from the Lord, you're going to have yourself a problem. You're going to have a lot of issues, because he won't know how to love you properly, because he doesn't even know what love is. He doesn't know how to love himself, because he's never been introduced to love. He's never had love. So how can he, and you expect him to fully love you properly, you expect him to give you all of him, you expect him to just come in there and just give you do everything that a healed and fixed and fully functional man is supposed to do. And that's not the case. It's not always the case. We got to look at like I always say, we have to look at reality. If he's always been broken, and you got to be careful. That's all he knows. That's all he knows is brokenness. So if you select brokenness, there's something in you that's broken. If you select whatever it is you select, that's what's in you. There's something in you that agrees with that. If he's always depressed all the time or something like that, there's something in you. Now a lot of us deal with depression. I myself deal with it. But if they're in bondage with it, I'm not in bondage. See, I'm not depressed every day, all day. It doesn't control me. There are battles I have to fight, but it doesn't control me. I'm in control. I'm the one driving. So when it comes to a lot of these things, don't burden me to the point where I'm just in bondage. It controls my action. It controls what I do, how I think, how I feel. No, I'm not in bondage. I can't ever say that. So what I'm saying is, if someone's in bondage and you select them and try to heal them, try to fix them, try to do all this kind of stuff, call yourself trying to, you can't fix people. God has to do that. It's God's job. I'm not saying it's to be mean, to blow down and stuff like that. It's God's job. A lot of us try to do God's job, and we find ourselves broken ourselves. We find ourselves in need of God ourselves. We find ourselves messed up, tore up. We find ourselves in even worse shape because we can't. Once you realize, and once you get to this place in God where you're healed, where God actually works with you, where you learn how to forgive, where you learn how to become unbroken. When God heals you, when God heals your brokenness, when He showed you how to forgive the people that hurt you in the past, when you're actually able to move on from those things, when you're actually able to fully love and accept yourself and forgive yourself for putting yourself in those situations, or to forgive yourself for being in those situations for longer than you should have been, then you're able to fully receive another, because now you're whole. Now you're in a place with God. Now you're in a good place in yourself to where you can receive love. Because once you form that relationship with God, God's going to show you love, because God is love. It takes God to heal those strongholds. It takes God to show you what true love is. It takes God to instruct you and guide you and lead you and tell you day to day, each day, how to love and show you how to love, because He's going to show you how to love Him. If you spend time with Him, He's going to show you how to love Him, especially while you're spending time with yourself. You're going to learn who you are also, and you're going to learn what you need, what you want, and you're going to learn that and in turn, this is going to show you how to love yourself. Once you love God, love yourself, and become whole, become healed, become what you need to be, then you're going to start selecting the right people. Then you're going to start selecting things that complement you, because we do that by nature anyway. We select things that complement us. If we're broken, we select broken. Because I've done it in my past. A lot of people I selected in my life was broken, was damaged, was messed up, was jacked up, had all kinds of trust issues, had all kinds of problems. Because I had all kinds of problems. I was broken. I was messed up. I was jacked up. I needed healing. I needed deliverance. So who you choose lines up with who you are, because we complement each other. People, spouses, we complement each other. Partners, we complement each other. So if you keep choosing the wrong people, you say ain't no good women out there. Every woman I ever dated was no good. Well, you need to look inside yourself. Not saying that you're no good. There's something in you that keeps allowing this. There's something in you that keeps tolerating it. There's something in you that keeps going for it. Who you are complements. It's complementing who she is. If there's something in you, there's a characteristic that allows that. There's a characteristic in there, like insecure people. People that are insecure. People have low self-esteem. People that are unsure of themselves, that don't know who they are, normally attract narcissists because they don't have a direction. A narcissist, that's easy. That's like bait. You're like bait to a big fish. You're just gonna attract the narcissist. You're just gonna attract people that want to use you. You're just gonna attract people that don't care anything about you, that just want to control you because you don't have any direction. So why not? That's how they feel. That's the way they think. We don't, if you're unsure of yourself, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know where you're going in life, they're gonna see that. He or she is gonna see that, and they're gonna take advantage of that. They're gonna take advantage of that opportunity. They go, okay, they don't know who they are. I'm gonna use them for my benefit. Especially if you have a lot of resources. If you have a loving heart, a giving heart, a genuine soul, they're going to use that and take advantage of it. They see you as basically a resource. They see you as a resource, so they can get what they want out of you. You're going to attract those people, and you're going to probably select them because that's what you're comfortable doing. And they're going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you things to get inside your head, or try to control you, or try to make you feel like you're less than nothing, or try to make you try to submit. Whatever it takes. They're going to do what they have to do to bend you to their whim. So if you keep attracting narcissists, you keep attracting jerks, you keep attracting women that don't care about you, you keep attracting women that only want to use you for what you have, because women that only want to use you for what you have, they attract men that are lonely. They attract men that are desperate. They attract men that complements one another, because they need things, and you need attention and affection. So it complements. It's complementary. She knows you're lonely. And they can spot this too. They can spot this in you. They know when you're lonely. They know when you're desperate. They know when you're being quote unquote thirsty. They know this. They know it. So they use that against you. They know that you're attracted to them. They know that that you lack attention, that you lack affection. They know that if they know this, they can use that to their advantage to get what they want out of you. So it complements each other. That's what I mean. You are what you select. It complements. So if you keep matching up with the wrong people, stop. If you're tired of matching up with the wrong people, stop complimenting the wrong people. It's because you're complimenting those. You're complimenting narcissists. You're complimenting gold diggers. You're complimenting people that don't mean anything good for you. You're complimenting people that are only out to get you. You're complimenting people that don't want to use you, that don't want to control you. You're complimenting them. You're complimenting because those two walk together and they agree. Those meaning your characteristics agree. Someone that's insecure, someone that doesn't know where they're going, someone that doesn't know who they are, those characteristics agree with narcissistic traits, agree with abusive traits. Those two things agree with each other. They agree. Because a narcissist has to have someone to live off of, to feed off of. They have to have somebody else's energy to suck. If you have a genuine soul, a genuine mindset, they're going to suck that energy out of you. They're going to suck you dry. That's what they depend on. A woman that just wants to use you for material things, for other resources, they depend on guys that are lonely. They depend on that because they need that. They're dependent on you to be a sucker. So because they need to survive, they have needs. A lot of them have to get their rent paid, the bills paid. A lot of them need certain things. So they're going to depend on you being a lonely sucker. Being, they use that to their advantage. Because they got responsibilities. So they're going to use what they have to use. They're going to do what they have to do. Well, I'm saying that you're complimenting that by being lonely, by being broken, by being down, by being controlled by your own emotions. So until you get your emotions in check, you're going to continue to attract those same people. You're going to continue to attract people that only want to use you. You're going to continue to attract people that only want to manipulate you, that only want to control you, that only want to treat you like crap, that only want to treat you like dirt. Until you learn how to love yourself, you're going to continue to attract people that don't love you, that will never love you. Because you don't love yourself. You don't know what love is. So you're going to attract people that don't want to love you. If you don't know how to love you, you're going to continue to attract people that don't want to love you, that care nothing about you, because that's just the way it is. That's just how life is. You're going to attract it because that complements another. If you're healed, if you're whole, you're going to complement other healed and whole people. But when on the dark side, if you're insecure, you're going to attract people that going to downgrade you. They're going to downplay you. They're going to degrade you. They feed each other. Those two things depend on each other. Those two characteristics depend on each other. Those two walk together. Those two agree with one another, even though they may not be just alike, but they agree with one another. Because if he's going to abuse you and downgrade you, he or she, you have to be insecure, because someone that's full of that knows who they are, that's not going to work on them. They're going to tell you to kick rocks. Somebody try to degrade me or something like that, or you're not a real man, or you're not this and that, or you're nothing. Well, no, you get out of my face with that. Basically, because I know who I am. I know who I am. I know I belong to God. I know God is the head of my life. I know he's out for making the beginning and the end. I know what he said about me. I know what he spoke on my life. I know what he called me to be. So there's nothing you can tell me to make me feel less than that. You could try it, but it won't work, and you can kick rocks. And if you try to say anything negative about me not being who I am or whatever, I can put some word on that. I can come back with scripture. I can put some word on you that'll shut you down. So there's no way you can tell me that I'm not worth, because I know my worth. I know who and whose I am. That's how you have to be. That's where you have to be. You have to be to that point. Only God can get you there. If you don't know God, if you don't know yourself, There's no way you can get there. There's no way you can win when it comes to that. The enemy has tricks out there. He has those types of people out there to try to keep you in bondage. He uses people. He uses your own emotions. That's why I say you are what you select. When you keep selecting the wrong people, and you keep selecting people that don't want to see you win, you keep selecting people that only want to take from you, you keep selecting people that only see you as just fodder, just somebody that they can just use and just run over and treat you any kind of way. There's something in you that needs to change. There's something in you that needs to grow. There's something in you that needs help. There's something in you that needs transformation. You have to just accept that. That's the truth. That's what it is. Because I had to accept it. It didn't change in my life until I accepted it. Hey, there's something in me. I keep attracting these crazy people. These people that don't mean me no good. There's something in me. I'm the one in bad shape. I'm the one broken. I'm the one lonely. I'm the one that's in these different positions that keep attracting me. I kept complimenting people that only wanted to use me. People that didn't mean me no good. That's just what it is. You are what you select. If you keep going for these type of things, if you keep going for these type of people, if you keep ignoring these red flags that this is who they are, and you can't change them. Maybe I see the good in people. I see the good. Darn that. If they don't mean you any good, why would you try to see the good in them? If they don't mean you any good, they're not trying to help you. They're not on your team. They're not looking out for you. They're only trying to down you, degrade you, destroy you. Why would you try to see the good in them when they don't mean you any good? It doesn't make any sense, does it? It doesn't. So, it's just what it is. You are what you select. Like I said, if they don't mean you no good, that means, and you keep selecting people like this that are against you, you don't know who you are. You don't know whose you are. You don't know where you belong. If you select people that try to control you, if you keep selecting people, ladies, if you only select men that try to control you, you select them and you invest in all your being into them, you don't know where you're going in life. You don't know who you are in God. You don't know where God is leading you. Same thing for guys. If you only date controlling women, you don't have a vision in your life. You don't know who's leading you. You don't have a strong enough relationship in God to where he can lead you and show you where you need to go and what you need to do. Because because anybody that has a vision, they're not going to let anybody stand in their way. If you have a vision, you're not going to let anyone stand in your way. You're not going to let anyone tell you to do anything other than what you're supposed to be doing, what you want to do. Because when God shows you who you are, when God shows you where you need to go, you're not going to let anyone come in between that. You don't care who it is. They can kick rocks. They try to get you to do something that's contrary to where you're trying to go. So if they're controlling you, they're controlling your every move, your every step, you don't know where you're supposed to be. You don't know where you're supposed to go. You're the one out of place. All they're doing is their job. But it's your job to dismiss them. It's your job to recognize who they are, so you can send them on their way. So we just have to be more cautious when it comes to that, because this is very serious. Because life is going to throw all kinds of things at us, even the wrong people, even the soul ties, even the distractions. So we have to know, we have to be focused. We have to know where we're going. We have to know why we're going, where we're going. We have to have a vision. So in order to be able to complement what you want, he knows the desires of our heart. He knows the type of person that we want. He knows the type of man we want, the woman we want. He knows. But in order for us to wind up with that type of person, we have to be able to complement that type of person. The person that we want, we have to be able to complement. Do we have what it takes to complement them? Do we have what it takes to be there for them? Because they have needs too. I don't care what type of person you want. If you want a good man, a good woman, they have needs too. You can't just say, I want this and that, and then not be able to complement them, not be able to meet their needs, not be able to maintain it. I want a Benz, but I don't have the money to get the oil change. I don't have the money to put gas in it. I don't have the money to keep the maintenance up. Then I can't have that. See what I'm saying? See how I can bring this back? We have to be able to complement that. We have to be able to support that. We have to be able to have the necessary needs and means to provide for that, to provide for what we want, so to support what we want. You know, it's just the way it is. Like if one wants a business, man, She's gonna have to be okay with him working long hours sometimes. She's gonna have to be okay with him making sacrifices, making certain cuts in the budget to be able to feed the business, to be able to pour into the business ventures and into to things, and sacrificing time sometimes. So she has to be willing to give that up at certain times. Of course, he has to have balance, but she has to be willing to, if she's going to support it, if that's what she wants, she has to be willing to support it. So that's simple. I can break it down like that. It's all a matter of being able to support what you want. It's okay to want something, but can you support it? Can you handle what you're getting when you receive it? Because God has no issue with giving you what you want. He has no issue with providing the desires of your heart. He wants you to have that. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be fulfilled in life. But we have to be able to hold up our end too. You know, can we support that? If we want a good one with a sweet spirit, that's submissive and things like that, are we able to make her happy as well? Are we willing to love her like Christ loved the church? Are we willing to sacrifice and make sure she's well kept, and make sure she feels happy submitting? Because we have to be there for her as well. We have to make sure her needs are met as well. We have to make sure that she's supported in the things that she likes and the things that she wants and what she wants to do. We have to make sure her ideas are heard and make sure that she feels like she's important, that she's special to us in our life. If we can't do that, then we can't handle the type of woman we're asking for. I'm just saying that's why I say that, because two people always complement each other. Whether you know it or not, two people will complement one another. If you're selecting trifling people, it's because you're complimenting trifling people. You guys are complimenting one another. Then you wake up and realize that sometimes you wake up out of your sleep and realize, okay, this is not it's not what I really want. But at the same time, I'm not in the shape that I need to be to get what I want. So I just take what I can get, and it's still not good enough. So instead of us stepping our game up and getting there and becoming a complimentary thing to what we want, we just stay in the same hole and select the wrong people over and over and over and over and over and over and over. We have to stop being lazy. See, it took me a lot of work. It took me a few years to putting in work, seeking God, learn how to love myself. It took years to get to this point to where I could just say, hey, okay, I'm going to slow down and I'm going to select the one that compliments me. I'm going to select the one. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm trying to do. I know what I'm trying to do in ministry. I know what I'm trying to do in business. I know what I'm trying to do in life, as far as people, as far as everything. So the person I want to with will have to complement all of that. So it's getting to that point. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know whose you are, you'll just select anybody. You know, you'll select anybody. Like I said, if you select controlling people, then you're confused. You don't know. So they're going to just give you a path. They're just going to give you things because you don't know. But when you know, it won't work on you. Well, I need you to do this. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want that. I don't want to do that. I'm not going down that path. There's nothing they can say to you to get you to do their bidding. There's nothing they can say to you to get you to fall off course, because you see it, you know what you want, you're determined to get it, and you're not letting anything stand in your way. You know what God has shown you. You know the visions that He's given you. You know what your heart desires. You know what you deserve. You know your worth. So there's nothing anyone else that can say that doesn't see your worth, that doesn't see your value. Once you learn to see your value, to see your worth, to see what God sees in you, when you can say what God says about you, when you can walk in it and stand firm in it and believe it with all your heart and soul. But that's all I have to say for this podcast. If you live for God, believe in what He say, then He's going to take you a mighty long way. And remember, you are what you select. Not necessarily saying that you're a narcissistic, controlling person. Being you are what you select, meaning you complement those things. You're complimenting the person that you're selecting. You keep selecting those things because you compliment it. There's something in you that agrees with that. You are that because you agree with it. You're condoning it. You're condoning that behavior over and over. That's why you keep selecting it over and over. That's why you are what you select, because you keep condoning it. You keep allowing it. You keep letting it in. You keep investing in that. You keep agreeing with it because you're complimenting it. If you want something better, You have to become better. You have to become something that complements that, which means you have to become better. You're gonna have to grow. You're gonna have to advance. You're gonna have to put in the work that it takes to complement what you desire. But that's my time. Be sure to tune in to the next podcast. I hope you learned something. I love each and every one of you all. Peace out.